AMD has officially flipped the script in the mid-range GPU space with the launch of the Radeon RX 9070 and 9070 XT, the new kings of 1440p gaming, delivering faster performance and more VRAM than Nvidia's underwhelming RTX 5070. And while the 9070 series isn't without flaws, its incredible mix of raw power, 16 gigabytes memory, improved ray tracing, and competitive pricing makes an easy recommendation for gamers wanting real value. Because let's face it, Nvidia fumbled with the RTX 5070 by giving it only 12 gigabytes of VRAM, a narrower 192-bit bus, and marginal performance uplift over the last generation, whereas AMD charges in with the RX 9070 at $549 and the RX 9070 XT at $599. The former beating the RTX 5070 by an average of 8 to 11% depending on the game, and the latter going toe-to-toe with the $750 RTX 5070 Ti for a whopping $150 less. An absolute steal, especially considering both AMD cards are built on RDNA4 architecture, rocking 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory across a wide 256-bit bus that isn't just good for 1440p. It's actually capable of handling 4K gaming too, and while ray tracing used to be AMD's Achilles heel, not anymore, as the RX 9070 and 9070 XT offer vastly improved ray tracing performance that rivals the RTX 5070 in most scenarios, and even beats it in games like F124 and Returnal, though yes, in extreme cases like Cyberpunk 2077 RT Overdrive and Black Myth Wukong, Nvidia still leads. But if you're focused on mainstream and competitive gaming, AMD now has a serious answer that doesn't force you to compromise on performance or future-proofing, especially with the inclusion of new AI accelerators enabling FSR4 upscaling, a major leap over previous versions. Though we did experience some frustrating inconsistencies getting FSR4 to work reliably in games, requiring driver-level fiddling and restarts that felt like beta software. So yes, AMD still has to work on polishing the software side, but the potential is clear, especially when paired with Hypr-RX, a one-click performance booster that unleashes features like driver-level FSR anti-lag, and AMD's own frame generation, which while not quite as seamless as Nvidia's DLSS4 multi-frame generation, still delivers incredible frame rate boosts in thousands of games without requiring developer support. And although Hypr-RX can result in a slightly softer image and some UI blur, it's a small price to pay for the across-the-board gains in smoothness and responsiveness, especially in combination with such strong base hardware, now performance-wise, across our test suite at 1440p. The RX 9070 ran around 8% faster than the RTX 5070, and when removing the Wukong outlier, that jumps to 11%, but the real showstopper is the RX 9070 XT, averaging 15% faster than the RTX 5070 and 19% when Wukong is excluded, and it even edges out the RTX 5070 Ti by just a few percent while costing $150 less, making Nvidia's premium tier card look wildly overpriced. Now yes, AMD GPUs are still not ideal for content, creators, or AI workloads, as the RTX 5070 dominated in Premiere Pro and AI text generation benchmarks. But if gaming is your primary use case, there's no question the Radeon 9070 series delivers more bang for your buck. And sure, we encountered a few hiccups. Returnal's 1% lows were disappointing, and we had occasional driver crashes. But those issues felt more like software kinks and hardware flaws. And with AMD now fully committed to pushing frequent driver updates and improving stability, it's likely those wrinkles will be ironed out quickly. What's also worth noting is that AMD won't be releasing its own Founders Edition style cards this time around. So all RX 9070 and 9070 XT models will come from board partners like XFX, Asus, and Sapphire. And depending on the model, you might see different cooling solutions and power connector setups. Most use dual 8-pin connectors, but overclocked versions like the Asus TUF OC can include an additional 8-pin or even a 12-pin in some cases. So always double-check compatibility with your PSU before buying. And finally, let's talk memory, because 16 gigabytes on a 256-bit bus isn't just about raw size. It's about headroom for future games, higher resolutions, and better stability in graphically demanding titles. Whereas Nvidia's 12 gigabytes on a 192-bit bus already feels limiting. especially in upcoming AAA games with high-res textures and ray tracing enabled. And that's why AMD proudly dubbed this lineup as 4K gaming at a 1440p price, because they know they've leapfrogged Nvidia in value and future-proofing, even if they still trail slightly in ray tracing and AI-assisted features like DLSS4. And honestly, that's a trade-off most gamers will be willing to make when performance delta is this significant. So to wrap it all up, AMD's Radeon RX 9070 and 9070 XT aren't just new cards. They're a declaration that AMD is back in the race with more muscle, better memory, and smarter software. And while Nvidia's DLSS4 and AI Edge are real advantages, AMD's aggressive pricing, excellent 1440p and 4K performance, and vastly improved ray tracing make the RX 9070 series a smarter buy for most gamers right now. And if you're shopping in that $500 to $600 price range, the RX 9070 XT is the car to beat, delivering near flagship power at a mid-range price, which is exactly the kind of competition we love to see in the GPU market. So for gamers looking to upgrade, AMD has made your decision very easy. This generation, Team Red wins the 1440p crown. And that's all for today's deep dive. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more tech reviews and GPU wars, and I'll see you in the next one, only on Techverse.